Hey there guys, Relapse here for Relapse Gaming, and I want to bring up a pretty interesting topic that concerns Destiny 2, at least in my eyes. I'm taking a look at the new PvP route they're going, the 4-on-4. Brings back a lot of memories of Halo, and I really liked Halo PvP. It was more, it was gun-oriented, it was the better player typically won. You didn't have to worry about getting just hammered by, you know, a big fist of havoc and then stuck with a grenade and it was over. Grenade sticks actually felt like they were skill-based. As we know, grenades in Destiny 1 are kind of annoying, especially ones that stick you. And so that's certainly a change. But the gameplay that I think Destiny promotes is a bit of a faster pace. And honestly, I don't think that's game design. I think it's map design fueled. With it being scaled back to 4v4, I think there's going to have to be a pretty large change in terms of how the maps are designed. With 4v4, I see an issue with people just pulling out a scout rifle and having scout rifle wars across the map. There were a few issues in terms of map design in Halo that promoted that type of gameplay, and I don't think that's what Bungie wants. So map design is going to have to be taken into account with this new 4v4 style. I'm all for it, don't get me wrong, but I think there's a big opportunity here to bring in some map design and make a presence there by Bungie. Game Informer article just released a new game mode or game playlist called Party Games. Pretty interesting thought there, more of a casual style, Clash, Control, Supremacy game modes. 4v4, my buddy and I were kind of discussing on how Control might be kind of tough with a 4v4 game mode. 3 zones with only 4 people doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So the only other options are 2 zones, but then if you mark 2 zones, 1 on each side of the map, it's capture a zone, run to the other one, kill a few guys, capture the zone, spawn switch. So that should be an interesting style there as well. Supremacy, that might be interesting to play. I think that one would be okay. Back to Control though, you can put 1 zone, but then it kind of becomes King of the Hill, and with all the just grenades, explosions, supers, I don't know how I feel about that one. So this should be interesting there as well. But there's a new kind of competitive game mode or playlist that's going to be out that's going to have the countdown game type, which we saw the reveal, and that's basically where and there's thousands of videos out on YouTube, you can search one of those, but basically you have to plant a bomb, and it's you have to be rezzed and that sort of thing. So planting a bomb will end the round, killing all the other players on the enemy team will end the round, so that makes sense to be a bit of a competitive 4v4 style. But there was an unconfirmed game mode in this kind of competitive playlist, and I have a bit of a theory on what I think that will be. I'm thinking Rumble's going to be coming back for sure. I think it has too big of a following for Bungie not to bring back a Rumble playlist, and to make it ranked, put some of the skill players in there, True Vanguard, MTash, those kind of guys. I know that they'll generate a following. And having a competitive single-player game mode would bode well for the move towards competitive play. And I know there will be a lot of folks who will be jumping on board with that, including myself. Not only that, but there's a subclass that they revealed as well in the Game Informer article. Really the only one we haven't seen yet, well, maybe not the only one, but one of the big ones that people are asking about, and that's the Arc Strider subclass. A lot of high-risk, high-reward style gameplay, which I think fits well in a 1v1 situation that a Rumble playlist would bring. Lots of up-close and personal, strong melee attacks, which are actually going to play a huge role, because I don't foresee a lot of shotgun users in Destiny 2. When you have to decide between a rocket launcher, a shotgun, a grenade launcher, or sniper rifle, whatever those big power weapon slots bring, I feel like shotgun falls to the bottom of that list. So that'll be nice to see up close and personal, really in and out of combat, focus around melee attacks. I think there's going to be some interesting gameplay dynamics, and I think that's going to be a very hard skill class to master. and I think people who can master that skill class will have a lot of success in PvP. A lot of people concerned with how Blade Dancer was so terrible in PvE. I don't know if Archstrider is going to fix that issue. There's a couple skills, one in which you can have a double hit with your staff, which makes sense to help out with PvE, but you know, we'll see how that translates over. So if you're interested in any more Destiny news, I'm not a huge news channel, but I wanted to talk about this article in terms of PvP along with some of my thoughts on map design. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, hit the bell notifications. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Relapse Destiny. And thanks guys for watching and making it to the end. Have a good one.
Zone B lost. Enemy captured Zone B. Double down. You neutralized Zone B. Only 5 minutes left. Zone B secure. Zone B lost. Enemy captured Zone B. Down. lead. Victory imminent. You're in the lead. You're falling behind. You've got to hold those zones. Maybe next time, Guardian.